Hey guys, it's Millie Weaver here. So this is kind of an impromptu live stream. Well, I wanted to cover the trucker convoy and how GoFundMe just announced that they are going to be taking the money that was raised, the $9 million that was raised for the trucker convoy, and instead of that money going to truckers who are in need of gas money to even get home and food to eat, they are instead taking that money and they're giving the option for donors who donated money to fill out a form to submit for a refund, or they are just going to donate all of that money that was supposed to go toward the trucker convoy to charities of GoFundMe's choosing. So you've got to be kidding me. This money was raised by patriots for this movement to try to help support freedom and to stand up against these illegal mandates. And instead of that money going to the fund, he decides to steal the money and give it to charities of their choosing. Wow, it seems like Antifa and Black Lives Matter are really going to come up out of this. I mean, this is ridiculous. You just can't win with these people. And so we've heard a lot of people express some criticism over like GoFundMe. Why use GoFundMe? We've known that they've often done these type of stunts. They've pulled these antics off before. Well, I'm going to tell you the real situation here. It's pretty complicated. Things are a lot more controlled, and we have the appearance of having multiple options and many options, but really and truly at the end of the day, we don't. So I'm going to be going over the real secret behind GoFundMe, who their payment processors are, who controls GoFundMe, and who controls most of these payment processors and other platforms out there today. So we're going to go over that, but first I want to show you guys. This is the statement that GoFundMe put out, and I'm using a new way of doing my show today, so bear with me. Share screen. Right here. So here's the statement, right? So this is the statement they put out. I'm not going to read the whole thing. If you guys want to read it, you can, but it says essentially that GoFundMe said that at first the Freedom Convoy started out as a peaceful protest, but now we're being contacted by law enforcement and we're being informed that there have been police of violence and unlawful activity. Therefore, to ensure that GoFundMe remains a trusted platform, and that we work with local authorities, yada, yada, yada. We're essentially not giving the money to the trucker convoy. Instead, that $9 million is going to go towards charities chosen by GoFundMe. Well, look at this. They kind of changed it. This is interesting. They must have updated this page recently. Because the original thing that was put out, it didn't say we will work with organizers to send all remaining funds to credible and established charities chosen by the Freedom Convoy 2022 organizers and verified by GoFundMe. Earlier, someone got a screenshot of it saying, we will work with organizers to send all remaining funds to credible and established charities verified by GoFundMe. So previously, earlier today, the wording in this was different. So it looks like they have just updated it, because I literally have been following this and on this for the past couple hours, and they just recently must have updated that page there that had their statement. So look at that. Okay, the original statement said that they will work with organizers to send all remaining funds to credible and established charities verified by GoFundMe. So, people who are freaking out because we're like, what the heck? You're going to just steal all that money that was raised for the Freedom Convoy, and instead that money is now going to be going to random charities that GoFundMe selects? You've got to be kidding me. But all the donors may submit a request for a full refund until February 19th, 2022, using this dedicated refund form. So now these people have to go fill out a refund form if they want to get their money back. Well, you know what? Instead, what's been happening is online in the comments sections, you just see this explosion of people chiming in, and people are, the donors are really angry and upset. And I kind of chimed in here too, but many of them have been suggesting that people instead contact their credit card companies and file chargeback claims against GoFundMe. This would cause GoFundMe to have to incur some kind of a fee for a chargeback, and might actually get them in trouble with their payment processor. So people are really trying to fight back here. They're not happy about what's been going on with GoFundMe. GoFundMe has been trending on Twitter. I think it should more properly be renamed Go Fuck Me, really and truly, because GoFundMe has fucked over a lot of people over and over again, time and time again. So I mean, let me show you why. Uh, I don't think that they're going to be in trouble with their processor. I mean, because of how everything's structured. So I want to show you guys who owns who owns who's the payment processor. Let's say that. Who is GoFundMe's payment processor? Okay, they have two payment processors. So GoFundMe is just a charity website, right? They don't actually get money off of the site. That's what they claim. And that their payment processors just incur, you know, a fee, right? So it's just a front face for payment processors. So who are the two payment processors? We have PayPal Giving Fund, right? And then we also have WePay. All right. So WePay is a JP Morgan Chase company. So it's owned by JP Morgan Chase, one of the biggest banks out there. PayPal, all right. So PayPal is a third-party processor, right? So they're probably just working as a middleman between an actual processor. Look it up. PayPal is not technically a real bona fide processor. They act as like a third-party processor. So these are the people behind GoFundMe. So are we really that surprised? I mean, I was kicked off of PayPal for no real reason other than the New York Times put out a hit piece on me and said I was an extremist for questioning the legitimacy of an election outcome in 2020. So just because of that, they decided to shut me down and say, "Oh, we don't allow extremists." Blah 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 blah. I mean, this is the ridiculousness we're in. I call it corporate terrorism or even corporate activism. We're at the point here where we're seeing more and more people trying to fight and exercise rights and move outside of the controlled, dominated system. Um, and now we're starting to see the claws come out from the system and go, nope, you're not allowed to do that. Nope, we control things, we run things, we're not going to let you. If Black Lives Matter wants to have a violent protest where they're burning things down, they don't get shut down from their payment processor, right? They work through, I believe they work through Act Blue. So why is there this imbalance here? What's going on? Okay, so let's actually look at one of the tricks that you can actually do, which is pretty crazy. I'm sure many of you guys know about this, is that you can actually um, look at the stock holdings and start to really root out and see who owns mostly everything, right? You think that you see things spread across more evenly, but it's really not. You're going to find out that there's a handful of big investment firms, big investment corporations in America that own virtually everything. And this is why we're able to see these unilateral bannings, these um, these acts of corporate activism where they shut people down, kick people out of banks, payment processors, websites, etc. So, okay, so this is in Yahoo Finance, which is a great resource to look up stock holdings. You can look under holders of virtually any company. So this is PayPal, right? Which is one of the main people who, one of the processors of GoFundMe. Look who their top institutional holders are: Vanguard Group, BlackRock, State Street Corporation, right? And then there's some others down here too. But you're gonna see that these guys here, Vanguard, BlackRock, State Street Corporation, and there's a couple others, they pretty much own almost everything in America. It's insane. Let's see. Let's look at Facebook, right? Look at Facebook. Who owns most of the stocks in Facebook? Oh, look at that. Vanguard, BlackRock. There's State Street Corporation right there, right? And then there's a couple other ones, and you'll kind of see some of these ones familiar within virtually most other things. All right, what about YouTube, who likes to demonetize people, deplatform people? YouTube was bought up by Google, right? So let's look at Google holders. Vanguard Group, BlackRock, State Street Corporation. There you go. JP Morgan Chase, which remember, JP Morgan Chase is the bank that owns WePay, right? And if you even just go look at JP Morgan Chase and look at their stuff, which they're a bank, so of course, right? One of the bigger banks. So yeah, we're definitely going to see Vanguard in there, and these big elites that own all the stocks. And look at that: Vanguard Group, BlackRock, State Street Capital. You know, Bank of America is right here. So isn't that interesting? Bank of America owns a lot of stock in even JP Morgan Chase. So here's the trippy thing, right? There's this appearance of all these separate options, but really and truly, when you actually start looking into it, not really. I mean, it's all owned and controlled by a handful of investors that own most of the wealth in the country. Okay, so look at this Moderna. Let's look at Moderna. Let's look at Big Pharma. Okay, so we have, look at that right there. Vanguard Group, BlackRock, State Street Corporation, Morgan Stanley, right? Okay, so gee, I wonder why, Bill Gates is like super pro-vaccine and covers up for anything regarding vaccines. Look at Pfizer, right? Same people, same companies, right? So Microsoft, okay? So Bill Gates, Microsoft. Holders. Right there. Vanguard, BlackRock, State Street. There you go, guys. Come on. It's the same people and over and over again. I think you get the point. And then you look up BlackRock, and it's one of these things where Vanguard Group is one of the ones that's privately held, and you can't actually see who owns what. But Vanguard Group owns a lot of BlackRock. See, the top holder in BlackRock is Vanguard Group and BlackRock. You know what I mean? They all own each other. So this is the reason why we're in the situation we're in America right now. Okay? It's because it really is there's a handful of people that pretty much control and own most of the big companies out there. You can look into most of the big food companies like ConAgra and et cetera, et cetera. It's going to have these same big players. Okay, so are we surprised at why it is when we're finally trying to break out of this system that we're being met with so much resistance? I'm not very surprised at it. Now that I know what I know, it's like, okay, so we really are in, you know I don't know, like a prison planet, or we really are in a situation where we have to fully break free from the system, or else, we can't afford false alternatives, or else we're just going to continually be up against a wall, and we're going to just be running into these same situations over and over again where, oh, cool, let's raise money for the trucker convoy. Oh, sorry, we can't because payment processors won't let us, right? So I just wanted to point that out to you guys. It's really disappointing that this is happening. A lot of people have been requesting chargebacks from their credit card companies to try to fight back, or they're just going and filing for the refund form on GoFundMe. But I have been informed that there is another attempt to raise funds for for this group, for the Freedom Trucker Convoy. And you guys could find that as well. I believe it was GoFundMe. Hold on, I'm gonna just share this for you guys really quick, and then you guys can see where you guys could go donate if you wanted to this new effort. I mean, I would love to see a success story here where people, you know, they thought that they were going to win and shut the trucker convoy down, and the people rose up and they decided to go and donate money to another platform that actually delivered those funds to the trucker convoy. That would be amazing. That would be a success story. Because at the end of the day, at the end of the day, this is what we need. It does cost money to do these type of things, like, you know, hold big events and have truckers camp out there. People have to eat, right? It's freezing, it's snowing in Canada. So I believe the word is that Give, Send, Go has all Convoy 2020 to support the Truckers Fund on Give, Send, Go. So if that's something you guys want to look up or look into, go for it. But yeah, I just wanted to bring this information to you guys. I have to go now because I have to jump on a test pilot program Zoom call. So if you guys are test pilots right now, jump on that Zoom. I'm going to be on that Zoom with you guys because we are kicking butt. We are fighting back. We're creating real solutions, not false alternatives. So remember, guys, if you guys want to pre-order your Quicks box today, you can go to qux.tv. The link is in the description below. You can get your Quicks box and jump on board. It's time to fight back, and that is exactly what we're doing. So I hope this was an informative feed for you guys, but this is the end of the stream. So bye, guys, and take care.